You know that feeling, don't you? That little hesitation or maybe that awkward silence when you're trying hard to keep a conversation going in English.
Yeah.
Maybe you understand loads. You can read just fine. But actually, speaking, keeping that chat flowing, especially just casual small talk, it can feel really tricky.
Right. Even a bit scary sometimes. You worry you'll make a mistake or there'll be a long pause.
Exactly. Or just not knowing what on earth to say next.
Mm,
Well, if any of that sounds like you are definitely not alone.
yeah.
And today we're doing a deep dive into some really practical ways to, get past that feeling, to feel more comfortable and, confident in English conversations.
That's the plan. Our mission here is to look at some great ideas and pull out some actual techniques, things you can start using straight away.
Yeah.
We want to help you not just sort of survive those conversations, but actually enjoy them.
Okay, great. So we've got some material here that lays out 7 really useful strategies for boosting those conversation skills. Let's dive into the first one.
Let's do it.
So this first idea, it's really about knowing yourself. It's about figuring out what we could call your never fail topics.
Yeah, and the beauty of this is how simple it is, but how well it works. The idea is basically make a list of things you genuinely enjoy talking about.
Okay.
Things you feel, passionate about, or things you know a bit about. Could be hobbies, activities, maybe a project you're doing, or just ideas you find really interesting.
Right.
When you talk about these things, the English often just flows more easily because the thoughts and feelings are already there, strong and clear.
So things like maybe drawing or hiking or talking about beautiful places you visited.
Yeah.
Stuff you could chat about easily.
Exactly. And, a common worry people have is, oh, but my interests are a bit weird or they're too obscure.
Uh-huh.
But the material suggests something interesting here. Often it's the opposite. People might find it really interesting because it's different, something they don't know about.
Or you might even find someone who shares that same weird interest.
Precisely. And that connection, finding that shared interest just by talking about something you care about, well, that can lead to a much better conversation than just, sticking to boring topics.
Definitely.
So the practical step is actually make that list. Write it down. Read it over. Get familiar with it.
Okay.
Then, if you're in a conversation and things feel a bit stuck, instead of panicking, you can quickly think of your list and maybe steer things towards one of those topics.
It's a simple idea.
Yeah.
But sounds really helpful. So thinking about you listening, what might be on your never fail list?
Good question to ponder.
Okay. So having good things to talk about is one piece.
Yeah.
But the next step is knowing how to bring the other person in, keep the conversation moving right.
Exactly. And this brings us to asking the right kind of questions. And the big difference here is between what we call closed questions and open questions.
Right, closed questions.
Yeah.
Those are the yes-no ones.
Usually, yeah. Like, are you having a good day? Yes. Sometimes you need them, but they can really shut a conversation down quickly.
I know the feeling. Asking, is this the line?
Yeah.
And the person just says, yep.
Exactly. And silence.
Conversation over.
Yeah.
Unless you jump back in fast.
Right. Open questions, though, they invite a longer answer. They often start with those WH words.
Who, what, where, when, why.
And how. That's the slightly tricky one that fits in asking, what do you think about, or how did you get into it? It encourages people to share more detail, their opinions.
So it's about changing the question slightly. Instead of say, are you from here? Which is closed.
Uh-huh.
You could ask, where are you from?
Perfect. That gives them space to talk about their town or country or why they moved. Instantly more potential for conversation.
Or instead of just, do you like your new job? Maybe.
What do you like about your new job?
Exactly. That opens the door to talking about specific things, the work itself, the people, the challenges.
Yeah.
It's much richer.
No, you can't always reframe every question, obviously. No, sometimes a yes or no is all you need. But just being aware of the difference and trying to use more open questions when you can, that's a really great skill for keeping chats alive and interesting.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Something to practice. Think about how you could turn a simple yes-no question into one of those WH questions.
Good exercise.
Okay, adding to that. Another really simple way to make things more interactive is using question tags.
Ah, yes, those little bits you tack onto the end of a statement.
Like, it's a beautiful day, isn't it?
Or you're new here, aren't you? They basically turn your statement into a soft question. It invites the other person to confirm or share their view.
They're usually just 2 or 3 words, right? And there's a simple pattern.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. If your statement is positive, the tag is usually negative. You live nearby, don't you?
Okay.
And if the statement's negative, the tag is positive, like the example in the material. We haven't stopped working all week, have we?
Got it. It just makes it feel more like a conversation, less like just making statements.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're super common in natural English, and they really help create that back and forth rhythm.
Right. Okay, so we've covered things to talk about, how to ask questions, but conversation isn't just about talking, is it? Listening is huge.
Absolutely critical. We're talking about active listening here. Showing the other person you're genuinely interested, you're engaged with what they're saying.
It's not just waiting for your turn to jump in.
Not at all. It's about making the other person feel, well, heard. And when people feel heard, they feel good, they enjoy the conversation more, and they usually want to keep talking.
So how do you show you're listening? There are nonverbal ways, right? Like nodding your head.
Definitely. Nodding shows agreement or understanding. Raising your eyebrows can show surprise.
Yeah, or just reacting with your face if something is shocking or funny. Even shaking your head slightly if you disagree respectfully.
And there are verbal ways, too. Small things. Little words or sounds like, uh-huh, okay, right. Or short phrases. I see. I know. Sure, I understand.
Or even really to show interest, like that example about ordering parts.
Ah, yes. One person says, so I ordered the parts, and the other says, sure, then, but the shipping is going to be expensive. And the listener goes, really?
Yeah. Those little words show you're following along. You're part of the story.
They make a big difference.
And another listening tool mentioned is echo questions. What are those exactly?
They're like tiny questions that repeat part of what the speaker just said.
Yeah.
They show you're listening, and often a bit of surprise or interest. It's like asking for confirmation, but more conversational.
Okay, give me an example.
Sure. Imagine Riley says to Alex, my niece is starting kindergarten next week. Alex could respond, is she? See. Echoing the verb is and the pronoun she.
Okay. Or if Riley said, we went away last weekend, Alex could say.
Did you? Echoing the past tense verb did and you. It's very natural.
Right. It shows you're heard and you're interested enough to sort of check it.
Exactly. And another related technique is paraphrasing.
Which is
Repeating back what you heard, maybe using slightly different words. It does two things. Shows you were listening carefully and confirms you understood correctly. It also gives you a moment to process.
okay. Like in the example Alex tells Riley, so I just got off the phone with Sam. He quit his job.
Uh-huh. And Riley could respond by paraphrasing. He quit his job.
Just repeating it back as a question.
Yeah. Or if Alex then says he's only got a week of work left, Riley could echo that detail. Only 1 week.
I see. It keeps the conversation moving and shows you're really tracking what's being said.
Precisely. So using all these active listening things, the nodding, the uh-huhs, the echo questions like with Alex and Riley, the paraphrasing it all helps build that natural back and forth rhythm. It makes the conversation feel comfortable for everyone.
Makes sense. So for you listening, which of those active listening tools feels like something you could try out?
Yeah. Which one could you focus on next time?
Now, this next point might seem a bit weird at first, because we usually feel like we have to talk, right, to avoid silence. But the tip is, sometimes it's okay not to speak. Don't be afraid of a little silence.
Right. This is such a good point. We often feel this pressure to fill every single gap. But actually, a short pause can be perfectly natural. The other person might be gathering their thoughts, or maybe they're comfortable with the pause too.
Yeah, it doesn't always mean something's wrong. And allowing that space can actually give you a moment to think, or it lets the other person continue if they weren't finished. It can make things feel less, I don't know, frantic.
Absolutely. Think about just chatting about the weather. Someone says, how about this rain, huh? And you might pause for just a second before replying, yeah, it's been coming down all day.
A little pause isn't awkward. It's just normal.
Exactly. So learning to be okay with those brief moments of quiet can actually take some pressure off you. You don't have to feel like you're responsible for filling every single second.
Good advice. Okay, this next one. Maybe it's the most obvious, but maybe also the most important. You just have to practice.
You really do. Reading about these techniques, listening to us talk about them, it's all helpful, but nothing replaces actually doing it. Practicing with real people in real situations.
And it doesn't have to be high-stakes stuff to start, right?
Not at all. Start small. The material suggests simple interactions. Chatting with the person at the supermarket checkout.
Yeah, or saying hello to a neighbor.
Or maybe exchanging a few words with someone on the bus or train. Just little opportunities.
And the logic is simple. The more you do it.
The easier it gets. The more comfortable you feel, the more automatic these skills become. Every little chat helps build that confidence.
Absolutely. Okay, final tip. Number 7. This one is about having some useful phrases ready to go, memorizing common expressions.
Yes, having some go-to phrases in your back pocket can be really helpful, especially for those potentially awkward moments.
Mhm.
Starting a conversation and ending it.
Right. It takes the pressure off having to invent something perfect on the spot.
Exactly. So for starting, you can use simple, common questions like, what have you been up to lately? Or how was your weekend?
Or even just commenting on something obvious like the weather. Crazy weather we're having, isn't it?
Yeah, simple icebreakers. And then for ending the conversation smoothly.
Having phrases ready like, well, I should probably get moving, or, okay, it was really nice chatting with you.
Those polite ways to signal you need to leave. It avoids that awkward fade out.
Yeah. And the idea is if you learn these and use them often, they just become natural, part of how you speak English.
That's the goal.
Hmm.
They become reliable tools you can pull out when you need them, so you can focus your energy on the main part of the conversation.
Okay, great. So let's just quickly run through those 7 ideas again. We had knowing your never fail topics,
Making that list.
asking open WH questions
Yeah.
instead of just closed yes/no ones.
Right.
Using question tags like isn't it?
Yep.
Or aren't you?
Yep.
Really focusing on active listening. Using gestures. Little words like echo questions like we heard with Alex and Riley, and paraphrasing.
Showing you're engaged.
Then not being afraid of a little bit of silence.
It's okay to pause.
The absolute need to get out there and practice, practice, practice.
Crucial.
And finally, memorizing some useful expressions for starting and ending chats.
Having those tools ready.
These really are, like you said, practical things you can actually use. Tools to help you navigate English conversations more easily.
Exactly. They're designed to help you build connections and just feel more comfortable talking.
And finding that comfort, that confidence in English, it's definitely a journey. It
Yeah.
takes time. But having specific strategies like these and seeing how they might work in practice, like with the Alex and Riley examples, can really help you move forward.
Absolutely. So as a final thought for you to take away, thinking about these 7 tips we discussed, which one feels like it could be the most helpful for you right now? Or maybe which one feels like the easiest one to try first? What's one small step you could take, maybe even today or tomorrow, to try and use that specific technique in your next English conversation?
That's a great question to think about. A perfect place to wrap up. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive today.